Hi friends, I hope all of you are doing well. All of you are staying home and staying safe. Uh, I just wanted to give you not a review, but it will be more of a user opinion of the phone that I've been using, and this has been the smartphone that I've been using the longest. And so this is more of an opinion rather than a review. So I think it will be helpful to people who are picking their phones. So the phone that I'm using as of now, it is the LG flagship LG G6. So I've been using this phone for more than 2.5 years, which is a really long time because usually I haven't used most of my smartphone for more than 1.5 years. After that, I've changed them. So this phone has been with me for quite a long time, and it is also one of the most expensive phones I've used. I'm completely against buying phones which are more than 50,000 or 50,000. Now prices are even 80,000, 1 lakh, and for all sort of things, foldable phones and very large displays. But at the end of the day, I would say it is criminal to if you have to pay that kind of money to get a phone, because if you see, this is my logic, and I don't know how much of you would agree with that. The thing is that a phone which is maybe a smartphone which is 5,000 rupees of price, or maybe a 10,000 rupees smartphone or a 15,000 smartphone, and a smartphone which is 1 lakh, 1.5 lakhs rupees, both perform the same functions. Of course there might be a premium feel to it and all that, but you can't justify it, especially if you bring that logic to me, a person who is a middle class person. 1.5 lakh rupees is a major part of my salary, so I wouldn't be happy spending that kind of money on buying something, which I can acquire at half the price, or even lesser than that, say 10. So I am using a flagship device. This is probably the most expensive phone that I've owned. And I have also used many of the value for money smartphones. I'm usually a value hunter, so that's how I even ended up with this phone. So the LG G6, you can see this. So now it is a time of full screen displays, and many of you may know that LG G6 was one of the first smartphones to come with full screen display, though the bezels are really thick, and by today's standards it's nowhere near that, but you can see that this is still a very good looking kind of device. And one thing about this form factor is this is 5.7-inch display. Nowadays most of the smartphones, they come with 6.4-inch. That is kind of the basic, and it goes up to 6.9, 7 inches. God, how do you carry those devices? This is so easy to hold, and so easy to use. And this is one phone which I really like carrying, and it is a beautiful device if you look at it. And one thing I really appreciate, if you look at the camera part, it is not at all protruding out of the form factor. If you see, most of the smartphones now, I'm really want to use many of the smartphones which I see nowadays, but they all have very thick camera module that is protruding out of the smartphone. So that is like, I also have another phone which has, I'm using a Realme XT, that also has this issue with the camera. So this phone, even if though I'm not using the case, if I put it on the floor, see, there's nothing that is rubbing on the floor or anything like that. So this is and it is a flat screen display, though curved display looks very beautiful, but the flat screen display, you can put it anywhere, there's no issue with that. And this is also, even though I have a phone which is 6.4-inch of display, I still prefer watching video content on this phone. This is the phone that I use to view all my videos, because I like the display, I like the feel in the hand, so I like always carrying this phone. The other phone, even if you put it in the pocket, it feels very bulky and chubby, which I don't like. The other part, it has been a love-hate kind of relationship with LG, to be honest. So I was speaking about the form factor, which is something I love, so I will say all those things I love. I like the camera. The rear camera is excellent, for the usage, though I would say the night photography, it can get really grainy at times, and it is not that you cannot compare it to the with the flagships you get now, but with some updates it has really improved and it has been quite decent. But that was not a plus point of the camera when I had actually started using the device. And it has been very buttery smooth, and with a few updates I have really found this phone to be quite smooth, and all that. The front camera, I would say, was really disappointing. It's still quite disappointing, I would say. Even my Realme XT has a very good front camera. I'm shooting this on my Realme XT. But the front camera of the LG G6 definitely not flagship level. Even after paying this kind of a price, if you get a disappointing selfie camera, it is really uh, a bad experience with the selfie camera. And apart from that, one thing, we have always seen people criticizing LG for the software, and that is somewhat, there is a bit of truth in it, because my experience of gaming on the LG G6 was not up to the mark, definitely not up to the flagship mark. You have a flagship processor, 800 series processor, but that doesn't produce the same result. For gaming, the phone I'm using is the Realme XP. I am sorry that I will be frequently comparing it with the other phone that I'm using. Though it is using a 712 processor, the gaming experience is smooth on the Realme XT, and I go to Realme XT for that gaming part, and I don't use LG for the gaming part. Though most of my basic apps, everything is loaded on the LG, and it has done quite well in handling the apps as such. In between, I had received one update from LG, which was like a really painful experience, because let me tell you, after that update, my display didn't function properly. I and for a flagship, see, you see there is a rare fingerprint scanner that stopped working all of a sudden. So that was like, on a flagship device, you don't expect that if you, after a few months of usage, you will have be facing issues with the fingerprint sensor. That was so for a while I was like, I was really stuck with this phone. In between, it was the subsequent update which made things more smooth for the device, and certain issues were solved. The camera module got much better, and the experience was good. The audio part, everybody speaks about the audio part of the LG. It is really good. I really enjoy the experience of watching video on this. I watch all my Prime videos, Netflix, everything on the LG G6. Though I have a bigger screen with the Realme XT, I would always go to the LG G6 for that video viewing kind of experience, and that's the kind of thing I use the phone mostly for. So LG doesn't provide any earphones. With that, though, I believe that every smartphone should provide, and it still has the 3.5 mm jack, which is really great. And but you can use other earphones, obviously, but they should provide earphones. The customer who's coming for a flagship experience, he shouldn't be forced to go to some other company to get a earphone, or you have to search for good earphones to go with your handsets. That's not fair. So that is my view on the LG G6. And apart from that, it has been a phone which has been with me for quite some time. I still carry it around, and still people ask me which is this device, because they all like the form factor of the device. And the LG has been those companies which has been trying really hard with their smartphones. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that they are trying hard, though they may not be getting it right. They may not be able to still assess what the customers are looking for, or certain marketing gimmicks might be getting better than others. I would also say that I frequently watch reviews on YouTube for mobile phones, and many of the people actually trash LG smartphones. But there is one reviewer, Juan Bagnell. So you can just check. So he is someone who is a fan of LG smartphone. So he also helped me fall back in love with this device. And another thing I will tell you that the phone mm, does get really heated at times. After 2 years, I haven't faced this issue throughout, but it can get really hot now. So I'm still maybe I might change the device, but I'm still very reluctant to change the device. I really love my smartphones, whichever be it. So this is not a review as such, but this is kind of a user experience and my view on smartphones. Hope you like it. Hope it is helpful for you, or you enjoy watching it. This is definitely a long-term review, not something that I have just given an opinion on after just getting the phone in the hand, and all of a sudden I try certain things and give you some opinion, and you go buy it, and after that, you find that, this guy has said so and so. I don't find it is some fault with you, with me, or obviously it's not a fault with the buyer, but yeah, you might be thinking that, the reviewer said the phone is so and so, but that's not the case. So hope you enjoyed watching this. So I'm not a professional reviewer, again I will tell you. So there might be some professional reviewer who might be able to give you a different perspective, but I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe with your family, enjoy the time that you get. Hope it is a quality time for you. Bye.